coding away in the conference leading up to Dave's presentation. It was really one of those sort of scenarios, and I know people were quite broken in some respects afterwards. But it was worth it because we got, obviously these two scary dudes, Michael Arrington on the right and Jason Kolkanis on the left. He saw our draft presentation and he absolutely ripped it to shreds, and it was really good that he did that because we took tons of his feedback, reformatted, I guess, our presentation that Dave gave, and it made it, obviously made the message a little bit simpler, but helped us as, I guess, a Kiwi company try and Americanise or Silicon Valley-anize our presentation, which, relatively is quite short. All that work, all that travel for a presentation. I think it was only like 10 minutes long or something like that. But it went really well. Dave really sort of stepped up to the mark on that particular day, and when it came to question time, because this was one of the weirdest ideas that was at the entire conference, we got lots of questions, which was great because we got to use that time to talk about Pinocchio some more as well. For me, and this is purely speaking from personal experience, it was really interesting being over there. I wanted to be in Silicon Valley for a while, just to see what it's like. I read a lot about it, you hear a lot about it, being this far away, and it was insane seeing how much money was there. It was crazy, but it was really, at the same time, it was really cool seeing all these tech celebs, if you will, all these people whose blogs I read every day, that sort of thing. There's Dave on stage, managing not to stress out too much, which was great. We dragged a whole lot of products on stage for the presentation, and then just left them up there, and we got this wonderful little photo of Arrington and Mark Zuckerberg, something or other, from Facebook, with our wine rack. Thank you. I just like that photo. It says a lot about what we tried to achieve. And Steve-O, who's again sitting at the back, got a photo with Hammer. Who was, I don't know if everyone knows, but Hammer is he is a venture capitalist, and he was one of the guest questionnaires, if you will, at the conference.
What you see, Hammer is a venture capitalist.
He is.
What?
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So he's got one or two things on the go. Is that right, Steve? Yeah, Hammer. Like, what's he doing?
It's like wearing normal pants.
It is. It was a beautiful moment. So yeah, the TechCrunch effect was insane. It was insane. I can't share the exact numbers with you, but I can, I guess, show you some of the scale. And I thought I'd put this is my blog, and this is what stats of my blog generally look like over about a 20-day period. Hopefully it's always trending upwards like this, but I've been running it for a few years and it gets a bit of traffic, most of it from Google, that sort of thing. This is the Pinocchio site before we launched. So occasionally, there'd be some blog posts that would come out linking to this great idea that, and our site at that stage only just had information about what we were trying to do. You could read the blog, or you could sign up to receive more when we were going to release. And so, it's my blog, which I've been running for years and getting a ton of traffic, we were exceeding it by an order of magnitude, I guess, before we launched. And that's what TechCrunch looked like. So, we haven't yet managed to reach that high on a single other day yet. We're working towards it.
How many sessions is that?
I have no idea. It was I believe the server was getting hammered at a rate of somewhere between 10 and 20 bits a second or something like that. We had to really clamp down the site over those 2-3 days because we couldn't even allow searching at one stage because the site was just going to die if we did. All that kind of stuff. So really, it felt at this sort of stage that all we had was this stupid static website that we'd worked so hard for because we had to turn everything off for the thing to actually stay up there. We didn't succeed all the time at that, but the guys did a really good job. So after working their butts off here, they had to stay up all night to try and keep the website running. was insanity. But yeah, a great effect. I thought there'd be some other stats that people might be interested in. This is where our customers are coming from. I think I grabbed this from either February or March or whatever. So New Zealand plays a big part for us. They, again, I can't show you the exact figures, but New Zealand is obviously overrepresented relative to the world population in our user base and our customers. But it's primarily the US. The Europe is probably skewed down a little bit because they are on the opposite side of the planet to us, and so conversely the shipping costs are higher. And so I think once we get there and we lower the shipping costs right down for them, that should rise up to be somewhere near the US.
Is that graph purchases or actual number of users?
Purchases, yep.
You're selling in 3 currencies?
We are selling only in the greenback at the moment.
Even if you order from New Zealand?
Yes, yeah.
That's good
Yeah. Yeah, everything. And we thought about going global from day one. US is a global currency still at the moment. It is. Yeah, but obviously that's great for us. We're a Kiwi company trying to get over there.
True.
When the our dollar keeps rising in value, it makes those trips a lot cheaper. Which is good. Yeah, which is great. So one thing that Pinocchio has seemingly done with these is get a lot of media coverage, and I ripped this straight off a new version of our homepage that we're releasing tonight or tomorrow. We were featured in the New York Times. That was a really big one, and the next slide, there's the feature in the New York Times on that particular day with Dave and Derek sitting in the Palace Hotel in San Fran with a whole lot of our stuff. And that wasn't as big as the TechCrunch effect, but that put a lot of pressure on the website. BBC, that was kind of cool to see that. That was over the New Year period actually. We've been featured in a lot of craft blogs like making blogs I guess rather than craft, and through to environmental blogs like Tree Hugger. They've got really large audiences where you see our traffic spike whenever they talk about us. But I will New York Times, that was a really big one because it's held in quite high regard by generally almost everyone has heard of it. But this traffic is worth so much more to us, even though it's so much smaller. Our conversion rates do the opposite of TechCrunch. They take a ginormous dive. In February we had a ton of traffic from StumbleUpon, and it got to the stage where it was hitting about 15% of all our traffic was from StumbleUpon. The users that were signing up as a result of that, or people who were doing something as a result of that, was it would be literally centimetres off the floor if this was our average. It was just so small.
Do you do partnerships like with Make? Would you,
yes.
Provide the template for whatever stupid film?
Yes. I'm all stupid, quirky.
Need a machine.
Yeah, these guys are very in line, I guess, with what we're trying to do. Right? All their users are, I should say.
So have you been featured on Boing Boing or somewhere like that? Yes,
we did. So when I talk about the TechCrunch effect, that was obviously TechCrunch plus everyone who was covering TechCrunch. So Engadget, Boing Boing, Ars Technica. It was kind of cool because every blog or website that if I dreamed one day as a little boy, I want to get on, work on something that's on all those things, and it all happened in a 24-hour period. It's kind of cool. So where to now? I'm not sure. Now this sort of brings us to the end, and this is a very significant photo for us. This is what your package will roughly looks like when your pieces are delivered to you. But this is the first package that rolled off our San Francisco line, and that's taken a great deal of work for us, and we're very, very, very proud of it. So there's a lot of stuff in Pinocchio's future, and this is one of the things that hopefully is going to be in our future in the coming week or weeks.
So what does Pinocchio stand for?
So the true story behind it actually is that